Hello everybody and welcome back to another Path of Exile 1 video. Today we're going to be asking one question. How much Azurite can I farm in 1 hour of Delve? For those of you guys that don't know, Delve is an Atlas adjacent mechanic you first encounter in the campaign in Act 4. Here you're going to find an NPC called Nico. He's going to have you hunting down sulfite in your maps, which you can take back to the Azurite mine encampment to go on a Delve adventure. A Delve is a very rich and intricate mechanic with layers of reward and strategy, but today we're going to be focusing on the most basic form of farming currency using Delve, and that is of course farming Azurite nodes for Azurites, which we are going to turn in to Nico to buy primitive chaotic resonators, which have a market value of about 2.5 chaos per one resonator. Now, the only thing you need to know is that the deeper you go, the more rewards you get. This also applies to the Azurite nodes that you find in the Delve biomes, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this strategy at around depth level 300. If you're doing this at lower depths, your returns is going to be lower. If you're doing this at higher depths, your returns is going to be higher, but you're going to need a better build to do that content because Delve gets infinitely more difficult the further you go down. The other thing you need to know about this strategy is that the Azurite nodes have tiers. You have Tier 1 Azurite, Tier 2 Azurite, and Tier 3 Azurite. Tier 3 gives you the most Azurite, but involves a battle with a unique monster. Tier 2 gives you a medium amount of Azurite. It's probably the most efficient one in terms of time spent versus Azurite gained. And then Tier 1 gives you the lowest amount of Azurite, which isn't really that great, but we're going to be picking it up anyways because it is also the most common Azurite node. Alright guys, I have set up my timer. We are full on sulfite, and we have cleared out the Azurite we have with Nico. Alright, we're gonna go to the Subterranean chart. We're gonna find something at depth level 300, and then we are going to start delving. So let's see here, this is 488. Ooh, I overshot that by a big margin. Alright, this area here looks perfect. There are a couple Azurite nodes we are starting next to, and then we can start scouting in the leftmost direction, hitting all of these Azurite vaults that we can. So let's do a quick slash played. 7 days, 21 hours, 11 minutes. Let's get started. Alright, so there's 3 minutes left on the clock before we hit the 1 hour mark, but we are now out of sulfite, so I'm just going to end it here. If I go into a map, get more sulfite, mining byproducts might proc, and then we might run into a little bit of a confounding variable. So let me put away all the items I got in my stash. None of this is actually relevant to how much money we'll be making from this farm, alright, because we are exclusively looking at how much Azurite we managed to get in an hour. So we'll go to purchase items. We managed to farm almost 48,000 Azurite in 1 hour. So let's go ahead and buy all of the primitive chaotic resonators from Nico. Alright, this is 159 resonators. So I'm going to go all the way back to my hideout and go to Faustus. And then we are going to go to the currency exchange, put this in, type in, I want chaos. All right, these are selling for 2.5 chaos each. Maybe we can get a better price if we kind of finesse the ratios, but I don't really want to wait around for that. So let's go ahead and put in 159 primitive chaotic resonators, and then we'll do a market ratio. So this is exactly the market ratio. Let's click place order. It's going to cost 10,000 gold. And it almost instant sold. Okay. Very nice. Let's get this 19 back out, and then we will sell these as well. And they have sold. So we made 405 chaos from farming Azurite over the course of 1 hour. We went through 55k sulfite in order to do this. So I guess if you're wondering how much money you might make in the process of doing this strat, keep in mind how fast you're clearing your nodes, how fast you're working through sulfite, and also what depth you are in. Let's go back to the Azurite mine here. So it looks like we started at depth 350 and ended at depth 401. I kind of just started clicking anything that was blue in whatever direction. As you can see, there is a ton of Azurite nodes on the map in every direction. Alright, my rule of thumb for which Azurite nodes I go for, guys, is you look at the rank of the node. So you'll see here we have rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3. So the rule of thumb here is for a rank 1 node, I'm willing to go 1 node in any direction to get that rank 1 node. For a rank 2 node, I am willing to go up to 2 nodes in any direction to get that rank 2 node. And then for the rank 3 node, you guessed it, I am willing to go up to 3 nodes for the rank 3 node. So let's see if I can apply this rule to you in practice. You'll see here that this rank 1 node is 2 nodes away. This means that I am not going to get it. It is a waste of my time. Instead, I could go for something like this, where I only have to travel 1 node to get that rank 1 cavity. Now let's apply that rule again. You'll see here that we have a rank 2 node, and it is 3 nodes away. So we have 1, 2, 3. This isn't worth my time. Alright, if this was a rank 3 node, then I would go out of my way to get it. Alright, here's a good example of a rank 2 node that I would go out of my way to get. I have to go through this ruined chamber, that's node 1, and then node number 2 is a rank 2 node, so I will go out of my way to get this. It is still worth your time if you are farming Azurite. Hopefully that makes sense, but you'll see here that there are so many other nodes on the tree that are not Azurite nodes. Part of delving and doing this strategy is you use Azurite farming as a method of scouting. You want to scout nodes like this Crystal King Throne, like this fossil node over here, these little city biomes, those are super rewarding. That is what you're scouting while you're doing the Azurite farm. So don't think that, you know, if I do delve, I'm only earning 400 chaos per hour by doing Azurite farms. No, that is quite literally the bare minimum you can expect. And that is the best and most consistent no investment strategy I know in Path of Exile 1. I know that it is not very lucrative, but keep in mind that that is the bare minimum you can expect to earn while doing this strat. Alright, you're going to be looking for those fossil nodes, getting resonators from the resonator caches, and you might even find some boss nodes which drop some really valuable loot while you are doing delve at around depth 300. If you're trying this yourself, keep in mind the speed of your build, how fast you go through your sulfite. If your build is faster than mine, you'll earn more money. If your build is slower than mine, you'll earn less money. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the cons of this strategy. Delve is Atlas adjacent. That means you are not getting access to T17s, you're not getting access to T16.5s, you don't get altars, you don't get Maven, you don't get the Mercenary League mechanic. All of the stuff requires you to do maps, so please keep that in mind. While this is a zero investment strat, the most important thing you are investing into this is your time and the opportunity cost of not spending it elsewhere. But that's all I have to say about farming Azurite. If you want to know how to improve your profit margins in Delve, make sure to check out Jorgen and his video on how to make currency with Delve. In that video, he's going to tell you about fossils, he's going to tell you about resonators, fractured bases, and the unique bosses that you can encounter in Delve. I might make a video on this later, but for now, I don't have anything to add that hasn't already been said, and said well. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe for more Path of Exile 1 content, and I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye!